Starfox, just in general. In a lot of ways, the MCU is in prime position to deliver the debut of Starfox. After all, the one-time Avenger is the brother of Thanos, the biggest bad of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Surely Starfox could play a major role in the Avengers' efforts to stop the Mad Titan during Infinity War and beyond. If Marvel Studios did take this approach, they'd have to find a workaround for Starfox's creepy "I'm gonna make you love me" power set. Dan Slott's run on She-Hulk dedicated an entire story arc to trying to plot away Starfox's non-consensual aesthetic, but we don't see any reason to bring that bag of complications into the movie universe. Hercules and Wolvy sitting in a tree. Kissing. This one has more to do with the general fear of corporate money-making machines than it does poor decision-making. The Marvel Now era Extreme X-Men ran from 2012 to 2013, written by Planet Hulk creator Greg Pak and artist Kalman Andrzejowski. The stories of alternate reality Marvel heroes included a romantic relationship between Hercules and good old Wolverine. This relationship is one of the highlights of the series. Marvel Comics has gone to great lengths to insist that this is purely the realm of alternate reality fiction, and that the Prince of Power is most certainly not bisexual. The publisher hasn't addressed similar possibilities for Wolverine, opting to instead point to large cowboy hats and cans of beer. Spidey's true love sleeps with his worst enemy. Since past as the early 2000s Spider-Man story arc that took a generally well-liked creative run on Amazing Spider-Man and made it one of the most disdained and disgraceful parts of the character's legacy. In Sins Past, writer J. Michael Straczynski reveals that Spider-Man's true love, Gwen Stacy, had intimate relations with Norman Osborn before her death. You know, the death of Gwen Stacy at the hands of the Green Goblin, aka Norman Osborn. It boggles the mind. Given the optimism and delight of Spider-Man, Homecoming, and the general awfulness of these comics, it's hard to imagine Marvel Studios ever considering these plot points for a movie. Norman Osborn certainly has a strong potential role to play in the MCU, but it's not coercing Spider-Man's teenage girlfriends into his bedroom. Carol Danvers births her own Kidnapper. 2019's Captain Marvel will finally bring Carol Danvers, Marvel's Captain Marvel since 2011, to the MCU. It's all but a lock that Captain Marvel's time on screen will stay as far away from the plot of Avengers 200 as possible. The would-be milestone issue attempts to explain a sudden, rapid pregnancy within Danvers as the work of an alien entity impregnating an unconscious Danvers in order to rebirth himself. Flashes of Star Trek: The Next Generation are common at this point in the entry. Simply put, the entire development is nonsensical at best and reprehensible at worst. If the MCU has any common sense at all, they'll let the comics writer, Chris Claremont's near-instant retcon serve as the final voice on the subject within the Marvel landscape. X-23 Sex Ring. Laura Kinney, aka X-23, was the standout character introduction from 2017's Logan. Her backstory is already rife with tragedy and child endangerment, but Laura comes out of her awful beginnings reflecting the courage and strength of her clone dad, Wolverine. She is already a fantastic badass, no additional motivation needed. In Nick's, Laura's Marvel Comics beginnings, the character is freed from her genetic engineering hellhole only to find herself scrapping by on the streets and embroiled in a sex ring. There's no one right way to tell a story, but adding prostitution to Laura's backstory certainly feels like an element the world could do without. The Punisher puts on blackface. In the grand tradition of Lois Lane transforming into an African American for a day in I Am Curious Black, there is also that time Frank Castle was transformed into a black man to hide his identity. If you're thinking, surely this comic book from the 1980s treated the complex issues of a white man pretending to be black with care, well, you haven't read enough comics from the 1980s. Forget the practicality of an MCU Punisher relegated to Marvel's Netflix wing of entertainment. The events of Punisher 60 to 62 just aren't fit for any kind of screen. It seems safe to anticipate Robert Downey Jr.'s blackface parody in Tropic Thunder is the closest the MCU will ever come to this egregious misstep, and that's a good thing. Spider-Man kills MJ with his love Barf. Spider-Man kills MJ with his love Barf. Incestuous Avenger twins.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.